Alright, welcome back. So this is the contact page. So, not a lot going on here. So hopefully this will be pretty quick and easy. So what we need to do, well, since we already have this centered stuff from the About page, we'll just copy the About page, and then new, paste, save, contact. And I have a contact page already by default in my build kit that I make when I start every website, but we're just going to override that. There you go, because we're doing a custom one. We're not using my custom one. So actually get rid of this script. We're not using FAQs. That means when we go over here, we're not using FAQ because that's in the home page. So let's just remove those while we can. And now let's create our CSS. So create a new file in our CSS, contact.css. And again, we have a contact CSS in there, but we're not using it. We're going to do our own thing. And so that's done. So here's our About. Squeeze you down a little bit. So we're not going to use anything except for the landing. And there's landing. So pop it up to here. Section ID form. So let's do this markup. This is just going to say contact Westside Electric. Cool. And we're just going to copy this text. Wonderful. So when we hit save, should put a contact. So here's our contact. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh darn it. I removed the About page. Let's just copy this. Okay, and there we go. Okay, we're going to save that. Okay, everything is back to normal. Let's check our links here. So HTML contact, so it should go to contact. This is contact. Okay, that means I just got to remove everything. Good. There's our landing and our About. Oh, no, wait, I wanted to do portfolio. Portfolio has the landing that I want. Oh, wait a minute. There. Whoops, come on, dang it, right? This one is what we want to do. Okay, so our CSS, we got to pull this from portfolio. It's the landing section. So we're just going to take this, copy it, and in our contact, that's where we will start. And let's just collapse everything since we don't need to use it right now. And then we got to connect. Instead of About, it's going to be contact. And there we go. So now it's loading all of the styles from portfolio. And that's just the neat part about all this sectioned off CSS. Just copying and pasting entire sections without having to make your own media queries and paste them individually. Much prefer that, because I tend to reuse code a lot. See form, so I want to use my media query code. Stop it. Just getting this set up. 0. And then also I need a second one for the map. Okay, so we got that. Now let's create this form. And what I like to do, let me just do a new page. I'm going to copy my inputs from another project, because I just don't like typing them all out. I think Park Place was the most recent one that I think I want to use there. Okay, so here's my Park Place. This is one of my previous videos that I did. So we're going to do our contact, and I'm just going to grab this form and place it right here. So I've been doing some reading on section tags, and in order for it to be a section tag, if it's needed, you got to have a heading in there, H1 to H6, any of them. This does not have an H2 in it or anything. It's all up here actually. So I'm not actually going to be putting this in a section tag because it doesn't require it. There's a few stipulations on the section tag, and I think that's one of them. And I might have to go through and edit some of my project that I worked on today and fix that, because I was just doing some extra reading on it, just checking accessibility and semantic HTML, anything that I missed. So we don't need to use a section tag for this. And let's see, so we don't need any of this. And what's neat for Netlify, if you use Netlify to host your websites, which I highly recommend, they do form handling. So all you have to do is on your form element, you just put this Netlify attribute on it, and if you go into your form settings, this will connect it, and you'll be able to see all of the submissions for that form, and you'll be able to add a notification. So that's where you add your email. And then boom, your form's working. You fill it in as necessary, add this attribute, and Netlify picks it up, and you get 100 free submissions a month. Love using Netlify. Netlify? I don't know. It's Netlify, potato. You know, it's just, I've never actually heard it called anything in the wild. So right away we got our first name, input 1. For the name, placeholder, first name, text, tab index 1. And what's not in here are labels. So now, I've been doing labels now. So you see this element, when you click on it, the placeholder goes away, and now you don't know what you're clicking on. So these labels go on top of the forms, and they're attached to them, so that, you know, even when you click on this and they disappear, you still know what you're what form you're on. And in order to get them, because these forms are like separate elements, so if I need to do this, it helps if I wrap them in a div dot input group, because I need them styled together. So our label is going to be your first name, and that label is for, well, what's it for? It's for an ID. So we don't have an ID on this one, so we're going to go ID equals first name, and that's what we're going to put there, and that's how they stay connected. So it's the ID of the input it's for, and that's what for is. So for this input, ID first name, this is the label for it. And now we got our email. Oh, it's not full name, it's first name. So then we'll just do name. My bad, I thought it was a first name. All right, just name. Name, name, name. And then email address. So we're gonna have to do this again. We're gonna have to wrap this up. This is going to be an ID email. That's 2. Then we got phone number. Great. You know, since they're basically block level, I could just make the label block level and left, so I don't need to put these in an input group. So this is going to be ID equals phone. Phone number. So you get our ARIA. So on our inputs, you gotta put the ARIA label. What is it? This is just a class I put on it. And then the name. You're gonna need that for, like when you get the email and this form is submitted, whatever is input in this form, it'll list its name. So it'll be phone, and then it'll say underneath it, it'll say whatever number they did. So the name is what it will be listed under in the email that you get. So you have to name them. So this is named, you know, name, email, phone. So when I get the email from them, it will have a little like label that says name, email, and phone, and underneath it will have the values of the inputs. So that's why we have that. And then we got I'm wondering, because I like to have these locations and how did you hear about us, because that helps a lot. So what I am going to do is I'm going to override that design. Input group. So I'm going to do phone like this, and then I'm going to have another one for how did you hear about us, and that's what this is. So it's for ID equals here. How did you hear about us? Input 1. See name. How did you hear about us? Placeholder. Location. Oh wait, no, never mind. This is phone number. Ah, gosh darn it! I just got ahead of myself here. Okay, I gotta break these up. So this is location. Actually, why am I doing that? I can just copy and paste this. Copy and paste that, because I already did most of the work. So location. Where are you located? Where are you located? And then placeholder. Where are you located? And where are you located? Now we get our here. How did you hear about us? Also very important information to get. So this is 3, 4, 5. That is the wife calling. I'm going to have to pause really quick. Okay, I'm back. It is the next day. So we left off on this form, so we got our phone number. Alright, phone number, where are you located? And how did you hear about us? So I think this needs to go in a input group. Oops. Because that's going to sit side by side here. But then I'd have to put a long one here for how did you hear about us? Huh. Well, maybe we don't need to know where they're located. Because, I mean, it's not that far of an island. Let's just remove this and keep this. This is tab index 1, 2, 3, 4. That tab index is just for the order when you're on a screen reader and you hit tab to go to the next one. It just tells you what order to go in. Now we need a text area. There we go. I'm going to grab you from my old build. And that's 4, so tab index 5. And we're going to do a label. For ID equals message. Alright, what do you need help with? Message placeholder. And that's it. I need our button now. We gotta have a, okay, we got button solid. I don't think we need primary, it's just a wasted class. Okay, so when we save that, let's refresh. That's what they all look like apparently. There we go, yeah, they're all just little, you can't see it because of the white background. And now we just need this. So this is the form. And then this is the image. And it's just going to be a div, image, and it's going to have, well, I guess I don't need to have an image in it. I just need this. I'm thinking what I want to do. So it's going to be span dot dot. I'm going to style this, and this is going to be a before. And what I want to do is I want to animate this thing to come out like pulse. So that's what I'm going to do. And now that's it. So the first thing I got to do now is jump over to my small screen. And this is just a big mess. So let's go to our contact CSS, go to our form. Okay, let's grab our inputs. So move this over. I'm gonna grab it. So like when you do when you target inputs, they gotta be like this: inputs and the type that you want to target. So I'm just copying these because I don't feel like typing them all out. In contact form, we're just going to make that form. And I'm going to grab my font family. So it's Montserrat. So I just want to make sure they all have that font family on them. And looks like this is the background. And they have a, let's see, there's a border. Oh, that's the border. This is the background. And no border radius. So first things first, we got to bring the form up. Looks like it's underneath that. That's this thing here. So we got to do the index of 100, 1,000. There, that'll do it. Now it's on top. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so now we can see everybody. And so we're going to display block these. Margin. So that their labels are on top. And percent. Let's put a padding. 50 pixels and 10 pixels left and right, so that they're not touching the screen. And these are 50 tall. Okay, and let's do 20 pixels margin bottom. Separate these guys a little bit. And then the label, have their little margin bottoms on them. Or is that medium? I think medium's 5. There it is. Okay. And placeholder, I need your color to be this color. And then you see, like they're right up and against the edge of the form input when they should be 16 pixels away. So on the input, we're going to do a padding left of 16 pixels, and that will push over your placeholder text. Oh, I forgot to do a... What does it say? Message, so just message. like we had there we go, get rid of that border. I'm going to target this text area. Min height of 200 pixels. Height auto. Because we want this to, we want to set a minimum height for this and then allow it to get bigger. And you see this on top. Again, we have to do our padding. We gotta push that down. That feels better. Yeah, the padding is how you push around your placeholder text. And then margin bottom, we gotta push this down some more. Let's do 30 pixels. And I think our button is right aligned. What is this? Display inline block. So that means form submit. Since it's its container, I do text align right, and that should move it over here. It lives inside of a p tag. And this needs to overlap and have a box shadow, I think. Let's do that margin top to bring it up. Let's say 250. We need a background. Width of 90%, 94, and margin auto. Whoops, if we're going to do margin auto, we have to put it behind the margin top, because margin auto is going to reset it. Let's just do 30 all around. Padding, no, we gotta get more padding bottom here. Okay, and then need more margin bottom push against this, 100 pixels. We gotta push up against this. What's going on here? Hmm. 200. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. I'll take that. All right, so that's that. Now our focus. Let me just make sure how to target focus. I don't do this a lot because I just copy and paste. Do I need okay. Here's our input. I want my focus to be red. That doesn't appear to be happening. See, that's supposed to... outline? There it is, it's the outline. Do text area. There we go. And that's that. So now let's move to iPad. Let's set a max width on this of 500 pixels so that it doesn't get too crazy on those smaller screens. And now on iPad, so right away I gotta move that margin bottom. Need more space, okay. And max width needs to be, what is it in here? This is 1030, so let's go with 700. So now we're going to start doing the split level. And I want input group. I want their widths to be 48%. Okay, and then I want the form to be just a flex container, and I want it to wrap to the next line, and I want them to be spaced between so that they hug the left and right sides of their container. Okay, looks like we're missing something here. Input group. Oh, I'm flexing the input group. I want, wait, no. Input group here. It looks like what is happening? Oh, we're missing this label. Did not make it in its input group. Okay, yeah, that'll do that. Okay, good. Now let's start getting these paddings down. Let's see, we got 70 and then 150 left and right. Which is a little crazy right now. Let's just do 50, let's do 80. Let's just do 70 all around. I like 70. Let's do 90 top and bottom. Yeah, I feel like that's a little better. And let's just get this spacing down. Okay, so that's pushing down on that. And it's about 35 pixels. I think I can take off the margin here and just put it on the input group. So I don't have to copy and paste all that code. Let's just make sure that worked, and it did. So now here, would be 35. Okay, much easier to work with instead of having to copy and paste and hit all those guys with the different input types. And then this, so I need my form submit, it's width because it turned into a flex container. You see it's not taking up this width, so this is not aligning to the right because it's only really this big, and it's aligning to the left. So I need it to do width 100%. So that, because this is the container it lives in, this is the inline block inside of this container, so this container has text align right, so any inline block inside a container will go to the right. And that's just a quirk of inline blocks. So if you have an inline block inside a container and then you set text align on that container, left, right, and center is where this will go. So there's that. And that looks fine. And then when we go to 1024, what is happening? Where's our thing at? It's because I gotta copy it from it's not hero, so I gotta copy it from about page. 1024. All right, here's the before. Every time. So I need to wrap this around a div. Actually, so I'm gonna put this in here. I'm just gonna do form page because I need to wrap this in a div. For this to live, so that I can have this work. Add position relative, and there it is. Okay, I had to add position relative because this was absolute, and this relative was not declared, so it was not doing what we wanted it to do. And now let's just move this down. Top 0. And I think we can move our form so when we move the form up, we got to move this down. There we go. And let's do a max width of 950. They're starting to get this. We're starting to get closer and closer to what it should be. Okay, and shoot, we forgot. I mean, there's not much on this page to forget, but guess what? I did it. The map. So here, so we're going to copy this background code. What's the map under? Do I not have it saved? I guess I didn't save it. What does it look like? Okay, cool. And we're going to save as. Electrical. Okay, and then I need a height of like, what, 250? What was this width? 94%. Margin auto. Okay, and clearly this margin bottom is not going to work. Some form. This is going to turn into what? I don't know, 50? And then I got to do this large margin bottom on the map. Let's zoom in some more. Oh yeah, I don't have an actual map for him, so it's just gonna be a placeholder. So I need position relative, because we're gonna do image span. $27. And border radius, 50% will make it a circle. Primary. Now, because I'm going to want to position it very specifically, I'm not going to use Flexbox. I am going to use the old position absolute. And top 50%, left 50% in transform. This is the classic way to center something. Old school. And there it is. We can actually make this a little smaller. That might be a little too big for mobile. Okay, so we got that. And now what I want to do, when you want to animate something, build it without the animation first. So if I want this, then I need to build it to look like this first. Let's see, is it 25% now? So I'm going to take image span before. I'm going to take my pseudo code for a solid pseudo element with a color. And I'm going to copy this because I want it to be centered. We don't need this again. And the background I want to be var primary, and its opacity is 0.25. And its width looks like it's like double. So let's do 40 pixels. And z index of -1, I want it to go behind it. So let's see. There it is. We're just going to add our border radius. Okay, so there's that. Now, what we want to do is we want to animate this. So we're going to get our keyframes. Pulse is what we want to call it. And from 0%, I want you to start at scale 0. And that's what we're going to do here. Scale 0. So now it's nothing. It's shrunk all the way to the center as nothing. and then at 50%, see, at 100%, I want it to transform scale back to 1, which is default, and its opacity is going to be 0 for now, but I want it to animate to an opacity of 0.25, or no, I want it to stay 0.25, but I want it to animate to 0. So it starts at opacity 0.25, which is its default, and then as it grows, it will get less opaque, and then it'll just fade out, and then it'll start over again, pulsing. So now in here, animation name, pulse, animation duration, say 1.3 seconds. Animation timing function, ease. Let's do ease in and out. Animation iteration count is going to be infinite, so I want this to loop infinitely. And animation fill mode, so 4 words. And I think that's all I need. There it's pulsing, but you see it's okay, so this is a common mistake. So we have this translate that keeps it centered, right? But when we do this transform, because you can only have one transform on an element, this is overriding this and replacing this translate. So we need to copy this, and we need to put it in our animation so that it stays. And there we go. So it's pulsing. But I think it's losing its opacity too fast. So let's do like 0 to 90%. Is that how that works? No. It's at the last bit, the last 100%, that I want you to start going down to 0. That's better, I think. Let's change this to ease. What if we go to 0 here? It's kind of doing what I want. Let's make it grow bigger. 1.2 and then back to 1. That looks better. That looks better. There you go. That's how you animate a little pulse. I think I want to drop this. This is too big. And that means this needs to come down some more. Alright, that looks a little better. Let's just zoom back out. So there's that. Does this have a, this does have a box shadow. Looks like it's going to be the same one here. So let's steal it. And there we go. So there's that. Oops. And for some reason we totally lose it here. Okay. Like, why is this? Let's just make this an ID. Maybe something's happening. There it is. Yeah, for some reason I think I had an image class that was display nunning it. So there's 48. We have to remove this margin bottom. What should it be? I should give it 100. And then on image here, we gotta give and we gotta get about, let's say height of 400 now. This max width is 700, 721. So max width of 700 to match the content container above it. And now we're getting somewhere. So now we go to responsive. And is it 950? Is that what it is? Yeah, it looks about right. And then a height 492, which is what I think it was in the proof. And then here, here. So form needs a margin bottom of 152 like in the proof. Now we got a lot of padding up here. Doesn't look like this is doing anything. Is it the height? I think it's the height. There, it's that min height. Okay, hero. Contact CSS. Why do I have two heroes? This is stupid. There we go. So now we want this to start overlapping. So on map 1024, we want a margin bottom negative 100 pixels so that it goes on top. Let's try 90. And position relative, z index 1000, so that you go on top. And that's a little much. Let's try 60. Okay, I'll take that. So that's all sorted, that's all sorted. So I think this is what it looks, this is what it's supposed to start looking like. And then we get to our 13. $11.65. That's gonna be on form. Okay, looks like it's just for that breakpoint up until then. So let's just bring it down. Top 185. Yeah, that breakpoint should be fixed. Okay, so just now let's get our 13 going. So now our max width is 1030. Let's form page. So that's gonna be 1030. And then padding is 70 pixels, 150 pixels. Which honestly feels a little big. Let's drop it to 30. So I'll take that, I'll take that. And then map. Oops. Oh, that's my alarm for the meeting I have soon. So we're going to do image, max width of 1030 pixels. And image span, height of 27 pixels, width of 27 pixels. Now that's as big as it should be, but we need to change this animation for desktop. I need you to scale to 5. I need you to get bigger. I need to go 95%, go to 0 so it's not as abrupt. Right? Oh, whoa. Okay, opacity 0. I think I gotta keep that there. Maybe I gotta change the animation duration. Maybe I gotta start higher. 0.5. That's better. I just had to up the opacity. That looks good. That's a contact form. Oh, we gotta do something about that. Remove the active class from about. This is contact. Okay, so I am I'm gonna stop right there because we're not going to do dark mode just yet. I have to fix dark mode, but I have to jump in this meeting and then I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Here we go. I got the mic back here. So we left off. You gotta do dark mode. So I mean, really, the only thing that we can do. So let's go to the form, and let's do dark mode style under it. Dark mode. Yeah, let's do that. That thing, that same box thing that we have with the portfolio stuff here. Where's it at? Oh, not the portfolio. Sorry, the portfolio on about page. So it's the card. Yeah, right here. So let's take that. Add it to the form. Neat. Okay, and let's just recenter, and then body dot dark mode label. Give that a color, and then let me just see if this works. No, I gotta do the whole thing. Spiel. Alright. So I'm gonna take this. I proceed body dark mode to all these guys. There you go. looks fine. There's our submit button. Interesting the way it's, if I don't have that border there. Let's do form submit button solid. There you go. I wonder if I make it where's it getting its border color? So I gave it a border color of white, but it looks like it's still red. Interesting. Oh, we gotta set a max width on this. This is max width of 500. So max width of that's form. Max width 500. So there we go. That stays there. If we type, it's white. And honestly, I think that's it. There's really not much left to do. Yeah, I think that's it. So that's our form. If we, oh yeah, got an if true on there. So it looks like we got everybody. And I think we're good. So we click this. Yeah, because you see how this disappears. The placeholder disappears. So without this message, you know, you don't know what you're typing on. So that's why we have the labels. Okay. I think you see this. It looks like it's got the border and the outline. I don't think we want that. So we want form. Let me see if this works. Okay, so this is our focus. So maybe I gotta do this. I gotta do form. Maybe that's why I didn't do it before. I had to get rid of that outline. Okay, I think that works for me. Why are you still off? Okay, so that's going to be on 690 for dark. I just had to move this over. Yes, I already moved it over for 1300 plus, and I needed to move it over for 1024. So with that, I think we're done here. Oh. Max with 1030. Max with 950. We gotta change that. So there's that. 1030. Good. Okay, so I think all that's left is doing homepage, doing the speed optimizations. And then I just have to fill in the text here. So yeah, with that, we'll go to the optimizations video, how to make this score like a 98 plus on Google page speeds, and hopefully, on performance, at least a 97, and then the rest for SEO, performance, and best practices will be hundreds on Lighthouse score. So that'll be the next video, and then maybe we'll do an enhancements video where I do some really special. I want to do some really I want to make this, when I hover, I want this before to like do a flip and add some perspective to it. So when it turns white, I want this thing this border, I want it to do a little flip. I think that'd be cool. And then just adding unique hover animations, like down here, like when I hover these, it's just an underline. I actually want to do something special for that. Yeah. So just those little enhancements. I'll just do that as a little plus video because I do want to do something a little more special. So with that, contact page is done. So we go to about. There's our about. And our services should actually go. So if we want this to go to the services section on homepage, what we do, crads, come on, cards. Here's about, FAQ, services. So ID services. So let's go to index. We're gonna go to our services. So it's already going there. So let's just let's copy and paste this. So we go to about. For the services, oh yeah, we just had to do a slash. Same thing for content. Slash means it goes back to the root directory. Because right now we're inside, when we're in contact HTML, we're inside the HTML folder. And when we don't have a slash, it's basically telling us, look for index.html inside of this folder, because we're already in it. So we don't need to declare that we're in it. However, this doesn't exist here. It's not in the HTML folder. So we have to go back to the root directory, which is the main directory where this lives, and find that. So now that'll work.
So that's it. Nice quick video. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this was enlightening. And I'll see you in the optimization video. And then we'll do the little enhancements video just to get some special animations, maybe even some animate on scroll stuff going on, you know. So yeah, we'll play around with that. Maybe do some on scroll animations. I think that'd be neat. So I'll see you guys in the next video.